And welcome back to From the Roots Up. This is day 9 of our 12 days of homemade Christmas, and today we are making pumpkin applesauce dog treats. It is not pumpkin applesauce, but it is pumpkin and applesauce. So first what we're gonna need to do is line a cookie sheet with parchment paper, and we're gonna preheat the oven to 350. So next step is getting a stand mixer out, or you could use a hand mixer. So we're going to add half a cup of this pumpkin puree. So next we are going to add our applesauce. So we need, this is our homemade applesauce, by the way. We need a quarter cup of this. So next we are going to add our peanut butter, 3 tablespoons of peanut butter. And now 1 egg. So I have my stand mixer right here. We're just gonna mix this up until the egg is done and the peanut butter and pumpkin puree and applesauce is all mixed together. So I'll see you once it's done. Also, when you're giving peanut butter to dogs, you want to make sure your peanut butter has no xylitol in it. Another thing about the peanut butter is it sticks to the bottom of the bowl. That's why I'm using a spatula right now. So the next step is we're going to mix in our flour. So you want 2 cups of this. I'm just gonna add this a little bit at a time because usually when you mix in flour, it's gonna get really tough, so I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. Just gonna use our spatula real quick. Make sure this all gets mixed in. Speaking of dogs, there is a dog right under me right now. Right, I think I can add the rest of the flour in now. And go ahead and add the rest of the dry ingredients. So we're going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. All right, I'll see you when this is done. All right, so this is done mixing. So this is done. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take some of our flour, and this is gonna be like bread, because this is sticky still. We're going to knead this on a floured surface. Flour your hands too, so it doesn't get all over your hands and stick. I'm gonna make sure there's flour under it so that whatever surface you're using doesn't get super messy. I'm just gonna knead the flour into it. You just want to knead this until it's not sticky anymore. Mine is almost done. Now that we have our dough ready, we're going to roll it out. So I'm gonna go grab a rolling pin. The last time I used this rolling pin, I got to beat bread up. I was making croissants, and you have to smack it instead of rolling it. And I put some flour on the rolling pin too, so it doesn't stick. And you don't need to put much flour, just enough that it's not gonna stick every time you touch it. So if one of your ends of your dough is thicker than the other end, then what you can do is roll from the end. Like for me, this end is thicker. So I would roll like this. That flattens out this end, but also carries some dough to this end. Now that our dough is all rolled out, we are going to cut it, and I have this cute bone-shaped cutter. So I'm just pulling away the excess and then rolling out the excess so that I don't waste any of this. And lay these out. These don't really expand like cookies, so you can put them close together but not touching, because they will expand a teensy bit, or they'll cook together if they're squished together, but so I don't have quite enough to make another bone, but I'm just gonna roll this little bit out into a little patty. And this can be our little test to see if the doggies like it and they're cooked. So we are going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 to 25 minutes until they reach your desired level of hardness. If your dog is super old, then I would make them a little softer for their teeth. But yeah, I'll see you when these are done. Hey, Doodle, come here. All right, so we have a little visitor here. Daisy's child, Doodle. Yay.
Grammy ended up taking home one of Daisy's puppies, so we get to see him quite often.
And he got a haircut, so he's not floofy. All right, Bubba. You try? Here you go, buddy. Oh,
he likes it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe. We will see you next time on the 10th, 12 days before my Christmas.